Nacha, I wanted to start with you first. Credit to both of you and everybody involved because the writing on this series is so sharp and witty, and there are moments of levity and really heartfelt reflections. And you have an ensemble that's so well versed in both comedy and drama. As one of the co-showrunners and one of the directors, how did you create that space on set for your actors to bring their own interpretations to these characters and improvise what felt most authentic to their respective characters?
I mean, I think that's so important when you're, lucky enough to work with such talented performers like Stephanie and Zasha and Michael and everybody, truly the idea of not allowing them to improvise and to bring themselves seems crazy to us. So, that was something going in that, we felt very strongly about the scripts that we had, us in the writers' room, but we also knew that we felt so confident in the storytelling that we allow for everybody to do what they do best and bring pieces of themselves to these characters. And I think that's really what makes characters start to feel authentic and real is when people inhabit them in a way that, as the writers, we don't see Ruby the way Stephanie sees Ruby. We don't see
Mhm.
AJ the way Zasha sees her. They inhabit her in, those characters in a very specific way. And I think allowing for that to come in and just make everything better, collaborate with them.
There's so many great performances across the board. And then, Sally, this is a reimagining of a really popular Australian series. For audiences who may be familiar with it or discovering it through the work that you both have done, how did you find that intersection of paying homage to the source material, but also putting your own creative stamp on it?
Yeah, well, we loved the premise. The minute we heard it, we were like, "That's something we definitely have to do." I think what we wanted to do is keep what we loved about the original, which is mostly, the premise and keeping alive this rom-com idea, leaning into it a little bit more. I feel like we kind of did more with that idea, and bringing in the death component. I feel like everything about it was we were so drawn to it, that I think we really just kind of turned up what we loved about it, and went from there and just kept developing it.
This is a question for the both of you. At the center of this series is this female friendship and how often that's stronger than any romantic relationship. And the two of you have been friends for such a long time. How were you able to push each other creatively? And there elements of your co-showrunner that you wanted to infuse in either Ruby or AJ?
It's funny, we're not friends.
We're actually in two different rooms right now. So, this is the magic of. um, well, we were gonna get friendship bracelets made
Yes, you still
on
can.
day one of
Yeah,
shooting, but we didn't. We still can though.
yeah, it's fine.
Um, no, but I think, you know, any creative collaboration, like, when you're lucky, I mean, Sally's one of the best writers, period. So
Mhm.
it's like and she never says yes to anything. So when she's like, yes, I want to do this, I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, this must be great if Sally wants to do it. So it was just so fun. Like both of us really were on the same page about like what we wanted the show to be and how we wanted to push the characters, and the writing staff was people we'd worked with before, so there was a familiarity there, and I think,
All very easy. I feel like
yeah.
it's all it just goes so smoothly. It's almost like, are we doing it wrong? Because the stories are breaking easily, the writers are so good, the episodes have just broken so quickly. But yeah, it's collaborating. I think it's being able to do like have strengths where someone else, well, she has all the strengths, but if I have a weakness, she can step in. But I think it's also, the buddy comedy thing. Like for me, it felt like it's something that emerged. We knew that friendship was very important in the Australian version and definitely to our version. But the more we broke the season out, I feel like is when we kind of leaned into more of that friendship being the core
Mm.
of the show.
Yeah.
So that kind of revealed itself to us.
You'll have to make those friendship bracelets in season two. And Natch, without giving any spoilers, because Ruby is revisiting her past relationship, it creates the opportunity for a lot of really fun guest stars. I don't know how much you can say about who audiences can expect, but what was it ideally that you were looking for in those roles?
I think, in those roles, we really wanted to be unexpected as well as fun. So, when we have like Phineas, for example, in episode one, uh, people are like, oh my God, is that Phineas? For like, everybody knows him as a musician and a producer and all that, but he's also a great actor. And that was like the exact right tone we wanted to strike because it's a fun spot and it's not like, just kind of random. It felt like it was purposeful. And I think we have so many great, guests that are coming through, like John Early, Kate Berland, I mean Chloe Feynman.
Feynman.
We have like tons of fun pops, and I think John Early playing himself, by the way. So he's her
Hmm.
one celebrity on the sex timeline that she had sex with back in COVID times. Um, and I think that's really what we wanted. We wanted people that we loved and we were fans of, but also that felt like they fit into this world in a way that was, enhancing it.